Welcome back, babes. We fucking love you. And, babes, okay, we need to start with something.
We really do.
Because, I mean, have you ever come back from a vacation and just immediately regretted having a job?
Oh my God, yes. Every single time.
Because, babes, that was us today. Like, literally us today.
I am still in mourning for my freedom, honestly.
Tell the Snark Squad how, honestly, today was our first day back after Salem, and it felt illegal. Like, walking into work, smiling at people, pretending we are functioning members of society. Babes, no. We were mentally still in Salem.
Mentally, I am still in a witch shop buying overpriced crystals. Like the audacity of the alarm clock going off this morning. Disgusting.
It was a hate crime. Truly. I mean, we are living that dentist life, right? It's the highs of the day. We're, seeing patients, catching up, pretending we have our lives together.
Right, like, oh yes, Susan, tell me about your flossing habits while I stare blankly at the wall behind you.
Literally. But the lows, the alarm going off, being bone tired, and wanting to be literally anywhere else on planet Earth.
Under fluorescent lights, looking into mouths all day when I could be, like, sipping a latte in a cozy sweater. It's sick.
I was spiraling. I was having a full emotional breakdown in the break room next to the water cooler, just not ready to rejoin reality.
I was trying to break it down logically, like we need money to fund the vacations, but deep down, I was completely broken. I was shattered.
Totally. And, babes, can we take a moment to talk about something that set me into a full-on, unhinged spiral on the way home?
My God, the phone call.
Yes. My niece called me, and she asked for a Nintendo Switch.
A Switch. The youth are so demanding.
Babes, what? A Nintendo Switch. It just, it threw me so hard. Were you a gamer growing up?
I mean, define gamer. Was I in esports? No. Did I aggressively play the GameCube? Absolutely.
The GameCube. Oh, my God, the little purple box.
And the handle on the back so you could carry it to your friend's house. Iconic engineering.
And the Wii, the DS. I mean, late night gaming, literally fighting over the plastic steering wheels for Mario Kart, getting way too invested in unlocking characters.
Right, the absolute physical danger of Wii Sports. People were getting tennis elbow from their living rooms. It was a chaotic time.
It was, and I just got so emotional, life was simpler back then, Just the sounds of the games, the little startup chimes.
That GameCube menu sound is burned into my psyche.
Same. And just the sheer absolute stress of losing a level. That was our biggest problem, the pure obsession.
I judge a little bit, though. What actually counts as a real game? Because Animal Crossing is basically just doing chores. Let's be real.
Wait, don't come for Animal Crossing.
I mean, it's casual gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were obsessed. And honestly, it makes total sense that we became podcasters.
Oh, wait, why?
Because, babes, we've always just been sitting around talking, avoiding responsibility, and living in our own little delusional worlds.
Oh my God, you are so right. We just swapped the controller for a microphone.
Exactly. We're still just avoiding reality.
I feel so seen and slightly attacked. But we need to give a massive shout out right now.
Yes, we do. Allison, you angel.
Allison. Because, babes, she added fresh mango to our peach bellinis today.
And they are insane. Actually unhinged how good these are.
The flavor, out of this world. The danger level, critical. How fast are these disappearing mid-recording right now?
I am already at the bottom of my glass. And I feel a little floaty, I'm not going to lie.
The mango chunks at the bottom are just soaking up the alcohol. It's beautiful. So let's pivot into a softer moment before the alcohol fully hits.
Enter the soft girl era.
Yes. Let's talk about our soft girl era plans for tomorrow. What are 3 things you are doing to further the soft life tomorrow?
Okay, slower mornings. I'm not rushing out of bed.
Love that.
Taking time for myself, maybe a little skincare routine that takes way too long, and just romanticizing small moments, like drinking coffee out of a real mug instead of a travel cup.
Oh, that is so dreamy. I am so hopeful for my soft life tomorrow. I'm going to journal. I'm going to light a candle at 7 a.m.
Okay, I have to be realistic here. You were going to hit snooze until 8.15 and panic drink an iced coffee.
Wow, okay. The shade.
I'm just side-eyeing the delusion, babes. What even is a soft life when we are this chaotic naturally?
It's an aspiration. Let me have my delusion.
Fine. Journal away.
Thank you. Anyway, babes, we are tired.
We are slightly tipsy.
We are deeply nostalgic for 2004.
And we are trying our absolute best to be soft life queens.
We survived our first day back. We're entering our soft girl era. And, babes, we are ready to get into this mess.
Grab your drinks, Snark Squad, because this week was a lot.
It really was. So let's set the stage, right? We have to start with the recap context. The last chance kitchen mess.
Oh, the preliminary battle.
Yes. Rhoda versus Brandon. Brandon is out there trying to prove he's better than his eliminated brother, and Rhoda just wants it so bad she says she can literally taste it.
I mean, the stakes were high, but the constraint they put on them, brutal.
A mini restaurant wars, basically. A progressive 3-course menu in 45 minutes. But wait, here is the unhinged part. They had to serve a single perfect bite for each course.
Which is so much harder than a full plate.
Ex-
Because with a full plate, I can take a bite of chicken, drag it through some sauce, maybe eat a carrot. I balance it myself. But a single bite, you have to engineer the fat, the acid, the crunch, all into one spoon in 45 minutes.
And this is where we need to talk about Brandon's chaotic, ego-driven strategy. Because I was screaming at the TV.
He picks a seafood concept, right? Coastal Carolina.
Yes, coastal flavors. Cute. Makes sense.
And then for his final course, the big triumphant bite, he decides to make an egg yolk raviolo with country ham.
Making fresh pasta from scratch in 45 minutes.
Why? Why would you do that just to flex? He completely abandoned his own concept. Like, making pasta dough isn't just mixing flour and water. You need time for the gluten to relax.
Right, if you don't let it rest, it just snaps back like a rubber band.
Exactly. You wrap it, you leave it on the counter for at least 30 minutes. He didn't have 30 minutes. He let his ego completely drive the car off a cliff.
He really did. And then we have Rhoda, my queen. I was celebrating so hard.
She was so strategic.
She creates a cohesive California Mediterranean menu. She does a roasted carrot salad, a seared scallop with romesco, and a roasted duck.
And the duck is where she showed pure intelligence.
Because of the fat, right.
Yes. You have to stir duck in a cold pan to render that fat out slowly, or it's just chewy blubber. She managed her time perfectly to let that happen while doing 2 other courses.
It was a triumphant return. Rhoda is officially back from the dead, which means the remaining 8 chefs pack their bags and hit the road to Greenville, South Carolina.
Which brings us to segment 1, chef or chaos?
Yes. Who actually knows what they're doing and who is just surviving the kitchen at this point?
Because the setup for this quickfire was an ultimate dinner party at Sobeys.
Hosted by guest judges Karl Sobocinski and Shuai Wang. And Shuai literally has a Duke's Mayo tattoo on his arm.
I mean, get that sponsor bag, bravo. The aggressive, relentless product placement was sending me.
The camera's just panning over massive jars of mayonnaise like it was a sacred artifact.
It was a little much, but, you know, we got to pay for the production somehow.
True. So the challenge is the cocktail hour appetizers must feature Duke's mayonnaise.
Which is scientifically terrifying.
Right, because mayonnaise is just oil and egg yolks, right?
It's a cold emulsion. If you heat it up too much, the bonds shatter, and it turns back into a pool of grease and scrambled egg proteins.
Ew. Just saying that makes me gag. But some of them nailed it. Anthony wins the $10,000 with a crab dumpling and chili crunch.
Brilliant. The dumpling wrapper protects the mayo from the direct heat, and the fat in the mayo balances the heat of the chili crunch. Total chef move.
Lawrence makes a perfect, non-greasy shrimp toast.
Again, temperature control in the fryer so it didn't soak up extra oil. Masterful.
And Oscar nails a pimento cheese toast stone with country ham. Delicious.
Let me enter the chaos.
The chaos losers. Babes, I was spiraling. I was horrified on Duan's behalf.
What she did to that pancetta croquette.
She put the mayonnaise inside the croquette as a binder.
And then dropped it in a 350-degree deep fryer.
It's a nightmare. Kristen Kish was visibly disgusted. She literally called it deep-fried mayonnaise.
Because that's what it was. The thermal shock destroyed the emulsion.
Yeah.
It was just liquid oil inside a breaded shell.
I felt the oil coating the roof of my mouth just watching it. And she served it with 2 more mayonnaise sauces on the side.
Complete palate fatigue. And she wasn't the only one. Seeger served a crab gribiche that Tom Colicchio absolutely loathed.
He called it soupy and grainy.
Because a gribiche uses hard-boiled egg yolks to make the emulsion not raw. It is incredibly fragile. He broke it, and it was just oily crab meat. Tragedy.
Total tragedy. But wait, we have to talk about the unfair advantage drama with Duan.
Oh, the Reddit outrage is so real on this one, and honestly, I'm defending Duan here.
Same. So Duan won Restaurant Wars last week, right? The hardest challenge ever.
Huge do.
And her quote-unquote reward was getting the first pick for this quickfire challenge.
Which sounds great until they drop the bomb.
The catch. The order reverses for the elimination challenge, meaning the winner of the previous week got the absolute last pick for the main event.
She got completely screwed by production, like actively punished for winning Restaurant Wars.
Right. Why even win if you're just going to be given the worst parameters for the challenge that actually sends you home?
It incentivizes mediocrity. If winning means you get sabotaged next week, just aim for the middle. It's terrible game design.
I was fuming for her. But that takes us right into segment 2, under pressure.
The 8-course elimination dinner prep.
Who thrives in the heat and who completely cracks because the budget constraint alone would have made me cry.
A group budget of $1,200 for 8 chefs to feed 12 people an 8-course progressive dinner.
That is $150 per chef. And they have to shop at Whole Foods.
Babes, I can't even get out of Whole Foods with a tote bag of snacks for under $100 in 2026.
Seriously, $150 gets you like a single piece of king crab and a bottle of artisan water.
You saw Anthony looking at the crab. It was $43 a pound. That budget is a starvation budget for fine dining.
And the panic at the checkout register, they hit $1,199.98. 2 cents under budget.
Sweaty palms just watching that tally go up.
But the kitchen meltdowns were even worse. Jonathan's panic.
Oh, the raw course.
He is doing steak tartare. And I need you to explain this expert detail to the Snark Squad because he uses an electric meat grinder instead of hand-cutting the meat.
It is a cardinal culinary sin. A tartare is all about texture, little pristine cubes of meat. An electric grinder crushes and tears the meat.
And it heats it up, right?
Yes. The friction from the auger generates heat, which smears the fat and bleeds out the moisture. He turned an elegant tartare into sticky, warm hamburger meat.
And then he just completely loses the plot. He burns his bacon jam. He burns his crostinis. He has to beg Sherry for leftover bread.
And plates his dish freezing inside the walk-in cooler.
Babes, the visual of him huddled in the metal cooler, furiously spooning ground beef onto borrowed bread. I was reacting with pure secondhand anxiety.
He was trying to rapidly chill the smeared fat back into a solid state. But honestly, he was also just hiding from his own failure.
I would hide too, but then Oscar's spiral. My God.
The turmeric incident.
He's making a short rib sancocho, right? Red meat course. And he just dumps raw turmeric powder into his simmering pot.
Huge mistake. Raw turmeric is aggressively bitter. You have to bloom it in fat to unlock the flavor and kill those harsh alkaloids.
He panics over the bitterness. And what does he do? Does he try to fix it?
No. He makes the panic pivot.
He wildly pivots to making a side of bland, unseasoned white rice that literally no one asked for.
It's the psychology of stress. He abandoned the complex problem he couldn't fix and focused on a simple task-making rice just to feel like he was succeeding at something.
It's like a culinary security blanket, but it ruined his dish. I was just reacting to the pure anxiety of watching someone actively ruin their own food out of fear.
It was painful, but not as tragic as Rhoda's dessert.
Rhoda's tragedy. Babes, she was stuck with dessert because of that brutal draft order reversal.
Because she picked first in the quickfire. She got last pick here.
And she spends 4 hours trying to make an eaten mess.
Which is all about baked meringue.
But because she didn't want it to be too sweet, she cut the sugar ratio.
Which is a fundamental misunderstanding of baking chemistry. Sugar isn't just flavor in a meringue. It is the structural scaffolding that holds the egg white proteins together.
So what happened?
Without enough sugar, the structure deflates in the oven. Her meringues look like dense, undercooked, rubbery pancakes.
So after 4 hours, she literally just serves cut fruit and creme fraiche.
I have to ask you, and the listener, if you were going on a reality cooking competition, how do you not have a foolproof dessert recipe memorized?
I know. I mean, make an olive oil cake, make a panna cotta.
Something that doesn't rely on the volatile chemistry of a foam.
But it brings us to segment 3, judges' table drama.
The final reckoning.
Are the critiques fair, or are we side-eyeing everything? Because at the top, Lawrence unanimously wins with his egg drop soup.
The Long's Tang soup. Chicken, corn, bok choy, crispy skin.
I was swooning over the emotional story of the soup being named after his Chinese name. It was beautiful.
And technically flawless. Getting those silken egg ribbons without them turning into chunks requires perfect temperature control and kinetic energy while stirring. He deserved the win.
Absolutely. But then the bottom two, Oscar versus Rhoda.
The panic rice versus the fruit bowl.
And the elimination. Oscar is sent home over his unseasoned meat and that cursed side of rice.
And the internet's fury is palpable. The Reddit fans are rioting.
I am rioting. I am getting dramatic about the injustice of this.
Let's channel that Snark Squad energy. Because Oscar actually made a composed dish, even if the rice was bad, and he had a top quickfire dish.
While Rhoda had a bad quickfire and spent 4 hours cutting fruit.
So here is the theory, the conspiracy theory.
Tell me.
Tom Colicchio just refused to send home the chef, who literally just won his personal Last Chance Kitchen spinoff. It's reality TV politics.
Oh my God, you think it was rigged for the narrative?
I think when judging is subjective, and you have a chef who just completed a triumphant, multi-week underdog redemption arc,
No.
you don't eliminate them 3 hours later.
It makes the whole spinoff feel pointless if she just goes right back home.
Exactly. Oscar was a casualty of narrative pacing.
Poor Oscar. He was covered in yellow turmeric stains, looking so sad, and he got sent packing. It's a tragedy.
It really is. Which leads us to segment 4. Could we survive Top Chef?
Brutal honesty time, babes. Are we cooking or are we getting eliminated immediately?
I think we need to bring in the fascinating context from Kristen Kish's recent interview at the Reality TV Summit.
Yes, because it's not just a studio show.
Not at all. They move 300-person crews. They build literal, functioning commercial kitchens in empty fields.
They hook up high-pressure gas lines in the middle of nowhere.
They make them cook on scorching hot racetracks without roofs over their heads.
Just baking in the sun over open flames. And Kristen said she originally didn't even want to be on TV at all. She just wanted to cook for 10 people at night.
The psychological and physical toll is designed to break you. It induces fatigue and degrades your decision-making. That's why people put raw turmeric in a stew.
Okay, but, dreamily speculating here.
No.
I feel like if the vibes were right and the lighting was good, I could totally nail a simple salad course.
Babes, be serious.
What? A vinaigrette is just oil and vinegar.
Let me sarcastically shut this delusion down right now. You're currently exhausted from just going to the dentist.
That was a very stressful teeth cleaning.
You were getting drunk on mango bellinis in the middle of the afternoon.
They are very strong.
If you were on this show, babes, we would cry during the Whole Foods shopping trip and just quit the produce aisle.
Okay, you know what? That is fair. I would see the price of the king crab, sit down next to the organic apples, and start weeping.
Exactly. We are not built for the extreme thermodynamics of a kitchen built in a field.
We are built for the snark side.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the end, babes. Wrap up the episode with that cozy, tired, affectionate energy.
We need naps.
We really do. But we want to thank the Snark Squad again for riding with us through the day.
We see your comments in the Discord. We appreciate you, and we love you guys.
We really love you. But before we go, I have to leave you with a final tease for next week.
The dreaded mise en place race.
Yes, but next week, it looks like they are heading out on boats
Oh, God.
to catch and butcher fish on the open water. Will the chefs physically survive butchering seafood on a rocking boat with razor-sharp knives?
Or is the ocean about to claim its first Bravo victim from seasickness and a severed finger?
It's going to be a bloodbath. Stay soft, stay chaotic, and we will see you on the snark side.